Shelley Duvall was known for her roles in The Shining and Popeye. She broke onto the Hollywood scene in the 1970s after being discovered at a party by location scouts for director Robert Altman. She went on to star in several of Altman's movies, including Thieves Like Us and Popeye, opposite Robin Williams. In 1980, she teamed up with Jack Nicholson and played Wendy Torrance in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Duvall founded two successful TV production companies before largely retiring from acting in the 1990s. She died in July 2024 at age 75. Born in Fort Worth, Texas, on July 7, 1949, Shelley Alexis Duvall was one of Bobby and Robert Duvall's 4 children and their only daughter. By her own account, Shelley was an artistic girl with lots of energy, whom her mother eventually nicknamed Manic Mouse. "I was a little terror sometimes," Shelley said in a 2012 interview. "I used to run around a lot, tipping things over." She graduated from Waltrip High School in 1967, then enrolled at South Texas Junior College, where she studied nutrition and diet therapy. To help pay for school, Duvall worked as a cosmetics salesperson at a local department store. Duvall's acting career began by accident. In 1969, while at a party for her then-fiancé Bernard Sampson, Duvall was spotted by a pair of location scouts who were working on director Robert Altman's upcoming film Brewster McCloud. Although Duvall's acting background was limited, she performed in a handful of high school plays. Altman was intrigued by her unique looks, most notably her large eyes, lanky build, and engaging, toothy smile. He offered her the part of Suzanne, a Houston Astrodome usher and the love interest of the film's main character, Brewster McCloud. Despite its poor reception, Brewster McCloud, 1970, launched Duvall's career and set in motion a working relationship with Altman that benefited them both in the coming years. The pair collaborated on Altman's next movie, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, 1971, followed by Thieves Like Us, 1974, Nashville, 1975, and Three Women, 1977. With each movie, Duvall's acting blossomed. Director Woody Allen soon became a fan and cast her to play his one-night stand in the Oscar-winning Annie Hall, 1977, which also starred Diane Keaton. By the late 1970s, Duvall was a respected and well-known Hollywood actor. In 1979, she reconnected with Altman again for the live-action version of Popeye. The film, which starred Robin Williams as the title character and Duvall as his beloved Olive Oyl, was one that Duvall was, at first, hesitant to embrace, because she has been teased as an Olive Oyl look-alike while growing up. Eventually, though, Duvall changed her mind and her performance helped solidify the movie's success. In 1980, Duvall took on the role of the bumbling and innocent Wendy Torrance in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson. Working under Kubrick, Duvall later recalled, was the most challenging and rewarding experience of her acting life. "The first few weeks shooting were so much fun, and we all got along great. So, when it came to shooting a serious scene, whether it be looking shocked or terrified, I couldn't do it. I would start giggling. After a while Stanley became impatient with me, and just let loose. And that terrified me. But you have to understand, some scenes take hours to make, sometimes, a whole 12-hour shooting day would only translate to being 3 minutes on screen. So you go into a scene acting terrified or crying, and by the end of the day, you just don't have anything more to give, but, there is the genius of Stanley Kubrick. He gets it out of you. But it was very tough and grueling." Duvall also brought her talents to the small screen. Perhaps most notably was Bernice Bobs Her Hair, part of PBS's Great American Short Story series based on the F. Scott Fitzgerald story. In the 1990s, Duvall took on a number of guest roles in programs such as Frasier and Aliens for Breakfast. In addition to her on-screen work, Duvall also became a respected children's show producer. In 1982, she formed her own production company, Platypus Productions, and went on to create 2 award-winning programs, Fairy Tale Theater and Shelley Duvall's Tall Tales and Legends. In 1988, Duvall formed a second production company, Think Entertainment, which created several other new shows, including Nightmare Classics, Shelley Duvall's Bedtime Stories, and Mrs. Piggle Wiggle. Duvall's acting career dwindled in the 1990s before largely going quiet. Tired of the rush and mayhem of city life in Los Angeles, Duvall returned to Texas, where she effectively retired and settled into a life raising animals and enjoying the quiet. "I write a lot of poetry," she said. "Would love to publish a book of my work one day." Still, Duvall didn't rule out a return to her acting career. After a 21-year break from the screen, her final role was in the 2023 horror movie The Forest Hills. Her longtime partner Dan Gilroy told the outlet she died from complications of diabetes. "My dear, sweet, wonderful life partner and friend left us," he said. "Too much suffering lately, now she's free. Fly away, beautiful Shelley."